And Ian, also, like, can we keep it short, like, maybe 20, 25 minutes, 30 minutes, or you want to keep it very long?
Short. Just kind of based on with all the issues. So we'll keep it short.
Yeah. Let's keep it short. Yeah.
Okay. All right, we're back. Apologies for the technical issues. Let us know how the audio is. We changed everything. So hopefully this should be better. Just post below in the comments if everything is fine for you. And also post if you have any Matic or now Polygon. Okay. So let me just double check a few quick things here on my end to make sure we're all good. Okay, hey Scott, what's up? Scott says better video on both sides. That's good. Thank you all for being patient. But yes, Sandeep, welcome back. Great to have you on board as usual. You guys always keep on making moves. I swear almost every single day I see you posting new projects building on Polygon. Right? So always good to have you here on the show. So let's kind of kick things off again. Tell people who you are.
Yeah. So I am one of the co-founders at Polygon, which was previously known as Matic Network. And I take care of everything except from tech, which my able co-founders take care of.
Yeah, and now Polygon is working on building interoperability for Ethereum. I mean, that's definitely a very, very big space, very ambitious goal. So walk us through where that idea came to pivot from formerly Matic to now Polygon.
Yeah, so actually it's not so. There are a lot of kind of misconceptions about it. Many people think that it's a simple rebrand. Some people think that okay, it's a pivot, but actually it's none of those. Actually, it's just a brand expansion from our side. Previously at Matic Network, we were doing one kind of scaling on top of Ethereum, which was like Plasma and POS, kind of scaling on top of Ethereum. And what we realize is that eventually after speaking to so many teams, and you were just saying that there are so many teams building on Polygon, and I think I take a huge pride in saying that I can very, very confidently say that we will be by far the like a team who has spoken to the people building in this space. By building, I mean whether it's enterprises, whether it's startups, whether it's like crypto startups, token startups, whatever. In terms of speaking to the teams who are building in the space, we would be by far the number one on that, by far, right? So you can actually imagine that I personally sit through maybe more than 300 calls with these people who are building the space, and another exclusive like 300 more by my team, right, where I was not there. So more than 600 700 teams would have spoken in the last 2 to 3 years, and we realized that there is no one solution fits all. There is a talk about optimistic rollups, zk rollups, and then there are talks about privacy chains and all that. The thing is that when you speak to the teams, you'll realize that every product has a different need. So what Polygon is essentially a kind of a generic scalability platform on top of Ethereum, which will mean that it will provide various different kinds of scalability solutions. So think of it like in a very loose term, although it cannot be said like that, but in a very loose term, just to understand from a layman's point of view, think of it like something like Microsoft Cloud or Amazon AWS, right? So in AWS, if you are a developer, you're building an application, you go there and say that, hey, I want a Linux server, I want a Windows server. Sometimes people say that, okay, I want to sort of like run some particular kind of service, for my application, things like database service and things like that. So the idea there is that, we like, instead of completely focusing on only one kind of scaling solution, we provide various different kind of scaling solutions and let the developers choose for them. So as a developer, you could choose that, okay, I want to build a standalone chain. Like, I just now before this call, I was in a call with the team who want to build their own chain. And then you have, projects which want absolute Ethereum. So, like I generally mention that these are two different extremes of this spectrum, right? One extreme is where somebody wants a separate chain, right? And but then, being Ethereum being the largest platform, and everyone wants Ethereum's connectivity and all that. And on the other extreme, you have people like DeFi protocols which want absolute security on top of Ethereum. So for them, optimistic rollups kind of things are or maybe ZK rollup kind of solutions are better. And so that's why like the Polygon's like idea from expanding, in terms of expanding from one single kind of scaling solution to various different kind of scaling solutions is the primary point where we pivoted. And we also did the rebrand because Matic was very much associated with the layer 2 and plasma scaling, and we wanted to break out from that. We did not want to have Polygon also be branded as like, or Matic, this new vision to be only branded as one kind of solution. That was the reason. And you could also see that Polygon brand actually reflects that. Like Polygon means polyfaceted, like multiple faces to it.
Now, quick question. Any reason why the symbol stayed Matic as opposed to being Poly or Polygon?
The token symbol, you mean?
Yes.
Yeah. So Matic token is also very, very heavily entrenched in the community. And then also it is the staking token on our network. So for now, in the short run, we don't have a plan to kind of change the ticker. But in the longer run, maybe 6 to 8 months, once our network is more streamlined, more strengthened and decentralized, at that point in time, we will definitely look at considering this, having a different token ticker or new token ticker which reflects with Polygon, and then maybe migrating to a newer token, just like that Aave did. But right now, it's not a plan in the near future.
Okay. Yeah. Now, entering the interoperability space is a very crowded field now. You have Polygon, you have Avalanche, you have so many projects, Cosmos. How is Matic going to integrate with other blockchain chains? Which ones? And then how do you plan to really differentiate yourselves besides just being part of the Ethereum ecosystem?
Yeah. So see, primary differentiator is this only. So for example, Avalanche is a simple layer 1, which has multi-chain kind of environment, right? Cosmos is also another layer 1, which is multi-chain environment. And you have these, Internet of Blockchain kind of layer 1s, Avalanche and Cosmos and Polkadot being the other ones. Like how we are different is that we are building this Internet of Blockchains on top of Ethereum. So although people have compared us with Polkadot and Cosmos now, and like Avalanche and all that, but then we are, one key differentiator is we want to have Ethereum as the central chain, which acts as the central kind of hub to interconnect all of these activities, because we feel that Ethereum's network effects are very hard to kind of replicate for any other platform, and we believe that it's almost very, very close to impossible. But then who knows, nobody really knows. So but our focus is completely Ethereum, and we are very hardcore Ethereum people. So that's why that's key differentiator. And many people, as I was saying, that even have kind of talked about like the architecture looking like more of like Polkadot on top of Ethereum. So you have all these different kinds of chains which are interconnected with each other, plus also, but the primary settlement layer is Ethereum. That's how we are different than these projects.
Okay. Now, recently there was also an announcement of you integrating with P Network, which is also a favorite of this channel. Kind of speaking to how that plays a factor in terms of P Network, EOS partnership, and maybe in any other chains.
Yeah. So like this. So all of these chains, like the connection that you see, like P Network, for example, right? P Network is essentially Oracle kind of network, which helps you in kind of creating these synthetics and moving them from one chain to another. So we are definitely open to application. These are application level connections. So application level connections with other chains. Like there are projects like Connect Network who are like, let's say, creating connections with the Ethereum and Binance chain, Matic and like Polygon and Binance chain and things like that. So we are very open to that, that the interoperability should be with every other chain. But then the protocol level, like our focus, these are all done by other teams, right? And we are more than happy to, because it's a decentralized and permissionless network, anybody can do that and create these interconnecting bridges. But at the protocol level, we are only focused on Ethereum. We are not considering multiple chains.
Okay, hold on. Sorry, when you say that, then how is it interoperable?
Interoperable. So
Other projects will handle it, you mean?
no. Interoperable. When we say interoperability, we mean interoperability between Ethereum ecosystem chains, right? So optimistic rollups and POS, like our POS chain, and
Okay,
our
got it.
POS chain, and let's say XDAI and Loopring and all that. Because as I said, that the primary thesis of all of this is that Ethereum will remain, the fundamental settlement layer. And eventually, many of these projects, you can already see most of these layer one projects, no matter how big fanfare they launch with, at the end, they have to create a Ethereum bridge and all that to, have some sort of liquidity moving from there to their chain. So yeah, that speaks a lot about the network effect Ethereum has.
All right, let's take a question here from the audience. So Scott says, I'm mostly interested in if all the solutions using the Polygon SDK will be composable.
The polygons, okay. So solutions using Polygon SDK will be composable. So there is two kind of composability on Polygon SDK chains. Definitely, we will be supporting EVMs. So where any smart contracts inside it will be composable. For any interchain composability, there will be various different kinds of composability. One will be like, say, bridge related, like the simple bridge that you have. Then you have people like application level connectivity, like Connects Network and Hop protocol, using which you can bridge your assets. And then there is like the larger level of protocol layer connectivity, like IBC level connectivity, which you see in Cosmos. That is some time away, but eventually we want to provide that interoperability the way you see that the Polkadot has projected between their parachains and this in the central chain. So that kind of composability is the eventual like goal at the end of the day. Like all these Ethereum solutions should be able to connect with each other.
Okay. Now, who do you view as competition?
Who you consider? Sorry.
Yeah. So who do you view as competition with what you're doing?
So on top of Ethereum, nobody is doing. So Ethereum, we are also, you can think of it, think of Ethereum as a layer 2 think of Polygon as a layer 2 aggregator for Ethereum. So all the like other layer 2 solution providers are essentially complementary to us. And we also believe that all these layer 2 technologies, be it ZK rollup, be it optimistic rollups and all that, they will all become commoditized eventually. And then, anybody can offer those technologies the way you have in the Web 2 kind of computing right now. The computation platforms are commoditized. So it will be the same that we also believe. So on Ethereum layer 2, we don't see anybody as our competitor. All of the layer 2 solutions are complementary to us. On the layer 1 level, we see competitors as Ethereum's competitors. So for example, Polkadot will be a competitor. Cosmos will be a competitor, in some form, and Cosmos will be a competitor. And then, all the other layer 1 solutions, like you can think Avalanche and all that, they would be, because they are competitor to Ethereum, and we are primarily focus on, this one. So on Ethereum, so those can be considered our competitors, like near protocol and things like that. Yeah.
Okay. Next question from Pradeep. Basically, how does the ban against cryptocurrencies in India affect Polygon?
So, as we have multiple times said that, in Polygon and Matic network entities have been set up right from the start to avoid any of these, like, Indian regulatory uncertainties. And especially now with Polygon, we have now, acquired teams in Europe. We have teams in people working out of Philippines, and, various different kind of, geographies are there. Where our entities are based out of BVI, Singapore, India, Serbia. So we have multiple entities, and then we don't think that any particular, not only India, any ban in any particular geography now affects how Polygon is going to operate.
Okay. Yeah. So there are lots of questions here asking if Uniswap has any plans to integrate with Polygon.
Who has the plan?
Uniswap?
Like the so with official team of Uniswap right now, we are not directly, having those plans with their official team, but their, unofficial Uniswap community members or, like the general community members have deployed a lot of like versions of Uniswap on our chain, like QuickSwap, which has like
Mhm.
100, $200 million liquidity, but no discussion with the official Uniswap team right now.
Now, when it comes to QuickSwap, what's the plan behind that? Is that to build a similar DEX on a layer 2 chain of Polygon? And do you think if version 3 of Uniswap handles scaling, how will that affect QuickSwap?
So again, that's a specific question directed at you, QuickSwap team.
Hmm.
We like, although I, closely help the team in terms of like what they are doing and all that, but then the team is consists of Nick Majan and Sameep, who are the developers behind it. But I think they are on top of any new updates that this one Uniswap is going to bring in, and they will also be upgrading to newer versions. I'm pretty sure about it.
Okay, next question. How does Ethereum 2.0 fit into Polygon's strategy?
So there are three different points to be thought about over there. So one is ETH 2.0. Even Vitalik recently came up with a layer 2 centric roadmap, right? I mean, many of you guys would have read that. So it's basically ETH 2.0 then thinks of becoming a data availability chain where you can put in the data, but the computations will happen on other layers. So which can be layer 2 solutions, and like many of the Polygon solutions will fit in that regard. So that's in fact positive for us. And even if let's say, and the second part, even if let's say ETH 2.0 comes in a full form of executable chain, right? So even in that scenario, you can already see that Ethereum has like at least like 50 to 100x demand. Like right now, I mean, many times you see the fees going to like $500, $300 and all that. That speaks so much about the peak demand that Ethereum has. So even if Ethereum 2.0 comes in and it has, let's say, 64 shards, and each shard is, let's say, comparable to the current chain, it's still 64x scalability. And if you see, even like a $2 $5 transaction is also not not the best case scenario. So for NFTs and gamings and a lot of different kind of social tokens and all that, you need large number of transactions. So even ETH 2.0 comes in its full-fledged form, which everyone believes is multiple years away. Even then, like layer 2 will be a very important play in the Ethereum's overall kind of mass adoption, and I think Polygon will have its space to play in that.
All right, great. Somebody's asking, any plans to integrate with parachains? I assume they mean the ones on Polkadot.
Yeah. So all the Polkadot parachains are very much welcome to integrate with the Polygon. And then I already know a few projects which were originally building on parachains and all that. Now they are thinking of, like their solutions are coming onto, Polygon, and some of them are also looking to do this one. So we have a very big thing, like we also announced in our community, this thing that our new product updates are coming in, where not only like integrating with parachain, you will be able to create parachains with Polygon. So that's the
Wow.
that's the biggest thing. Yeah.
That's pretty big news.
Yeah.
Okay,
That should be. Yeah.
Question here from Scott. I'm in a position to be able to run a node on Matic, sitting here doing crypto full time. I heard there are 10 slots coming. Pretty large holder of Matic requirements. Any info on that?
Is the question regarding like how much Matic is required to become a validator?
No, I think, let me see here. Yeah, I think regarding staking, and he heard that there'll be 10 slots available.
Oh, yeah, 10 slots. Okay. So, yeah, I mean, right now, even now, the network is in the incubation stage. So, a lot of validators who approach us, we help them on board to the ecosystem eventually. And then, right, theoretical limit is only one Matic, which is like hardly 40 cents, right? So you can actually theoretically start your validator node with one single Matic token. So I don't think that, like this thing is there. But then eventually, once these 10 validators are launched, after that, it will be a public auction which will be, let's say, done every few, maybe every few weeks or things like that. And there you will have to see what kind of, stake the lowest kind of validators are providing, which are up for the replacement, right? So you will have to match your staking according to those validators then. And right now, I think there is more than, like, I think $600 million at stake. So I'm assuming the lower ones of them would be even in like few millions. So maybe in order to acquire a validator slot later on, once the auction starts, then you might be needing few, like, Matic tokens, at least few $100,000 in Matic tokens. That's what I believe, but I don't know like what exactly is going to be there. And then eventually we are also working on BLS signatures, which will mean that theoretically there can be thousands of validators. So then maybe even with lesser number of tokens also you will be able to join as a validator.
Okay, very interesting.
Yep.
Question from Abhishek: has utility of Matic token increased after Polygon rebranding? In each scaling solution, would Matic token be used to pay fees?
Not fees, but staking. Fees can be anything. It can be USDT, it can be Ethereum, it can be any of the tokens. But yes, these solutions are expected to use Matic tokens. Maybe the standalone chains initially will use their own tokens, like just like you have parachains, right? On Polkadot, they have their own tokens. But then once they integrate with the central hub, once they will integrate with Polygon, bridges and all that, they will need to use Polygon tokens.
Okay.
Or at least to become validators in those bridges and things like that. Yeah.
Okay. Now, can you speak in terms of the partnerships you have available in the roadmap? Anything that's public or going to be public soon? You could share.
Yeah, we have quite a big things like coming in, like on DeFi side of things. There are some pretty big, protocols that are expected to launch on Polygon. And on the DeFi, on the NFT and gaming side, we are already, like, I think the biggest player in the space. And we have a lot of more and more traditional players looking to launch their NFTs and other things like NFT and NFT related use cases on Polygon. But yeah, like I can't really right now disclose the names, but yeah, there will be quite a few in the making soon.
Okay, so now to kind of go back to big picture, where do you see Matic in 5 years?
I mean, in terms of adoption, like definitely I want to see, maybe even at least tens of millions of users on Polygon using Polygon chains. But then in terms of, the market cap, I think people are more interested in market cap. Like I definitely see, and like I've said it multiple times before also, when we were like, not even in hundreds, I said that we definitely deserve to be in top 50. And, I can very easily say that we definitely deserve to be in top 10, the way we are building things. And, they will keep coming in big bursts that you recently saw. There will be more and more such things coming soon.
Okay. Now, are you able to speak on, I guess, what happened recently with Coinbase in terms of them now kind of giving you a bigger platform by adding you?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I mean that is one of the biggest kind of milestones for any project, and I think that gives a lot of institutional interest and liquidity into Polygon. And I think it is already opening up a lot of spaces where a lot of larger institutions have started reaching out to us and want to participate in a larger sense in Polygon.
All right. If you're enjoying this live stream, be sure to smash the like buttons and share this video with your friends. And if you have any questions for Sandeep, just post them down below. So Sandeep, anything else in particular you want to share with the audience that we haven't had a chance to cover yet?
Not really. I think I covered most. I think I talked about what is different from Matic to Polygon. Also spoke about that, the new products that are coming in.
Now, okay, here's one. What are the most popular dApps running on Matic at the moment?
So most popular dApps would be like one of the most popular is, for example, Poly Market, which is the prediction market, which even like exceeded Uniswap in fees for some days, like during the US election. And then there are multiple, like Aave Gotchi has like done a lot of volume. Like I think it is one of the top 4 or 5 NFT marketplaces. OpenSea recently launched a beta on Polygon, which is like again a very very big thing. Like it's still in the stealth mode, I think, but yeah, like many people have noticed that that beta is already out. Similarly, on the gaming side, Neon District is a very big game. Decentraland is big, and then there are more and more virtual reality platforms that are launching on Polygon. So yeah.
And then how about NFTs? NFTs has kind of been the rave of crypto right now. What is
Yeah, as I said that
Polygon doing?
like OpenSea is there, and then a lot of NFT platforms. I think in the last week itself, multiple NFT platforms have come up, and then you already must have seen. You guys must have seen that the Elon Musk created that NFT which he put on sale. Jack Dorsey from like Twitter's founder, he also sold his NFT at $2.9 million. All of them, all those NFTs are hosted on Polygon itself, whether it was the Elon Musk one, whether it was Jack Dorsey, whether it was Mark Cuban, all of them are hosted on Polygon.
Yeah, that's great news. Question here: how do you plan to get developers to build more dApps on your platform versus others?
I think because we are building on top of Ethereum, and like Ethereum has the largest number of developers, so that's you can already see that the number of developers building on Polygon is like absolutely huge, and like we are now, I think, easily 200 plus applications, which by the number of third party applications, if you see, we would already be top 3 or top 4 platform, even though the marketplace, like I would say, like our market cap is still undervalued if you look at that in terms of number of applications that are there on Polygon.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, developer wise, we keep doing a lot of activities. The hackathons, like right now, also NFT hackathon, which happened with the ETH Global. I think there also we were by far the largest platform where the people build their applications. Similarly, there is a layer 2 hackathon is going to come. So many of the times these global hackathons, if you're seeing, we see more than 40 to 50% projects building on Polygon alone, where you have like 20 different sponsors, but then 50 to 60 of them, 50% of them end up building on Polygon.
Okay, last question. Speaking to the governance plans for Polygon's token.
Speaking to the
governance of Matic and Polygon, and kind of giving ownership to the community and being fully permissionless.
Yeah. So basically, we already are, in the POS chain itself, we have around 88 validators, and the stake is like slowly moving away from our foundational nodes. And we are also working with the I mean, it's still in the development phases, but we are working with Aragon, for example, for doing a governance. So very soon we'll be coming out more on those plans.
Okay. All right. Well, that's it in terms of the interview. It was nice and quick. Thank you so much, Sandeep. Always a pleasure having you on board. Congrats with all
Thanks,
your success. And to my audience, you all know we've been bullish on Matic for a while. That's why I've been an investor, and definitely very bullish long term. Thank you, Sandeep, and take care.
Thanks, Ian. Thank you. Bye.